Hello and welcome to Chaotic Riff Magazine. We can be found on the web at www.chaoticriff.com. My name is Jason JROCK Houston. We're speaking with lead singer Ron Poisson from the band Tempest. Welcome to the show, Ron. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Jason. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, now I understand that, I was reading up on you and it's quite interesting to find out. Of course, you've got your clothing line, Cult of Individuality. So I was kind of curious. Let's start the interview talking a little bit about that. How long have you had the clothing line and how did that all get started?
Well, the brand Cult of Individuality is 12 years old.
Wow.
I started in 2009, right when the economy, kind of similar to where we're at now, with the economy starting to kind of bottom out, recession happening. And before that, I was working with other companies and designing and selling and merchandising, and I had the opportunity to partner up with somebody back in 2008 and started Cult of Individuality. What led us to where I'm at today, Cult of Individuality, I'm blessed, has been received and worn by really the entire music community. We're fortunate that the brand and Will Hunt, the drummer that's on the Tempest project with us, who's also the drummer of Evanescence. He actually said something to me that stuck with me forever. He and I became friends 5 years ago.
Okay.
He's like, Ron, your brand really cross-pollinates every genre and every ethnicity with zero stereotypes. So if you go and look, if people go and look at the Instagram or the website, and you see the celebrity world that's where I'm at, from rock legends, from Slash and Duff and Tommy Lee, people from Evanescence, Papa Roach, Foo Fighters. I mean, everybody, new, old, but it's not just there. I have people from the hip-hop world, the country music world, the Latin music, reggaeton world wearing the product, and it's great because I'll have somebody like, oh my God, Slash is wearing your shit. Somebody from the hip-hop, and then someone from the rock was like, oh my God, you had Dave East, or I'm wearing that's so dope, and so we're very blessed.
And Slash is such an iconic kind of musician that he's one of those musicians that everybody knows who he is. If they're like a rap artist, a pop artist, everybody's heard of Slash. So I hear what you're saying, and that's why, Ron. When I was reading up the press release on you and the band, that's why I decided to bring up the clothing line first, because everything I was reading, very interesting story. And talk a little bit about the name. Any influence from the song Cult of Personality?
Cult of Personality. No, actually, the name comes for me as an individual. I hate being told what to do.
Okay.
What to wear, who to be, who to hang out with, what to buy. I don't want to be put into this proverbial box.
Yeah.
So Cult of Individuality really was born from that rebellious nature to embody that spirit, and other like-minded people that says, I don't want to dress the way you tell me to dress. I want to be me, and it embodies that. But also, when we first started the brand, it was started just with denim. I started just with jeans.
Wow.
And I started with 8 jeans actually way back when. But denim is one of those things. It's a cult phenomenon. Everybody wears it. Everybody's had a pair of jeans, and we could actually, all of us wear the exact same jeans, but the way we accessorize and merchandise it brings out that inner individuality in all of us. And that's where the name comes from, both the spirit of rebellion and the foundation of the brand rooted in denim.
Well, rock and that is such a rebellious type of form of music and stuff. And that's my next question is, as far as people want to kind of purchase some of your, clothing, do you have a shop? Can they purchase it online?
We have our website is cultofindividuality.com.
Yeah.
It's cult spelled CULT.
Of course, yeah.
We're available in specialty stores all across the country. You can also go on Nordstrom.com or go into Nordstrom.
Wow.
And shop at those stores as well. But of course, our personal website has everything on the website.
And what I dig about that, is hearing about a clothing line like this, that's not something that you would typically expect to see in a Nordstrom's type of store, which is what makes it so cool,
Yeah, they said it's a very unique brand. There's something that's in there for everybody.
Yeah.
And you're right, Nordstrom typically would not be the ideal demographic, so to speak, that you think would go shop there. But you know what? Well, the only thing I realized in life, the only thing that's constant is change. It's a constant evolution, change, and we're all in all walks of life and businesses, you know, exploring and trying to find different ways to do things and how to go about things. So, you know, it's exciting. But the clothing thing is what led me to really my relationship with all these different musicians.
Yeah, that's why I kind of brought up the clothing line, because I'm kind of interested in thinking, like, were you ever a musician before? Because I understand the band kind of got together because the clothing line and all these musicians you're working with, and kind of COVID and all the downtime. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, I'm actually, it's funny, you know, through the years, through the last decade, most of my friends who are musicians, all these celebrities, never even knew I was in a band. I'm in a band. I actually sing. It's a cover band in Long Island. We do most of it's 90s rock, Metallica, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, Nirvana, you know, that Tool, that type of genre. But I never mention it to anybody because that's their profession. That's really just a creative outlet for me. It's nothing that has to provide, you know, a roof over the head or food on the table. It's just for fun. But
is that something you always were kind of into, like being a musician, having a band, or just like, well?
Yes. I've always loved to sing from grade school through college, and when I moved to New York City in 1991, I actually had an opportunity to jam at CBGB's for a minute one night with a couple of guys on stage. So that was my I was like, wow, New York City, CBGB's. That was an accomplishment. But never had any delusions of grandeur. It was just something to do that was fun.
But at the same time, a story like that, you know, like you kind of say, oh, well, you know, I played in cover bands and this and that, and people may say, oh, that's not like doing your own original thing, but at the same time, you get a chance to play with these other musicians, these legendary places. It's a great story to tell, and at the same.
It was great. I mean, and listen, and it led to during the pandemic. When everybody shut down, you know, I wanted to help the musicians that are out there have a voice during the pandemic, and also have a voice for my brand while things were shut down. So I started doing these podcasts myself during COVID, you know, and having Gavin from Bush, and, you know, like I said, Five Finger Death, everybody. I mean, Ice Nine Kills. You can rattle off older bands, newer bands. These guys all came on, and that's when Will was like, you know, why did you ever say you could sing? I'm like, I don't know, Will. You know, it's never really why, because it's just a hobby. He's like, oh, you have some pipes. Let's do something. Let's get some other guys. There's nothing else going on right now. Let's get some other guys and let's do something. Who should we get? And I'm like, I don't know. I could reach out to my friends from Bad Wolves and see if these guys want to do something. And I reached out to Doc Coyle, Chris Kane, and Kyle Conkio, who's the bass player of Bad Wolves, and they're like, hey, we're down. What do you want to do? So we kind of just started, you know, tossing around a couple of some songs, and Tool is one of the bands that I cover in my cover band, Fools for Kings. So I said, you know, I'm really comfortable with Tool, so anything from there. So we picked Sober, and then we had mentioned Slipknot as well, but we kind of went into the studio, and because of COVID and everything that's going on, and Will lives in Orlando, the guys from Bad Wolves live in California, and I'm here in New York City, so we just all recorded it individually. I went to a studio called Heat Makers here in New York City, and did my part, and everybody did theirs, and we sent it to Will, the drummer, and he had a guy produce it for us and finish all the mixing, and you know, it came out nice. So then I sent it over to my friend at Sirius XM, Jose Mangan, who does liquid metal and Octane and all that stuff. And he was like, Ron, these are really good. What's the name of this? What do you guys call this? So I'm like, we didn't even come up with a name. He's like, oh, we need to come up with a name, and you need to come up with some videos. I'm like, why? He's like, I'm going to put it on the radio.
How else are you going to,
I'm like,
brand
really?
It. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, and I need videos because when people hear that, they want to go search. They want to go into YouTube and see what's going on. So then I reached out to the fellas and I said, well, you know, they're asking about some videos because they want to get it on the radio. So everybody recorded individually videos, and then I had my in-house marketing team here do a phenomenal job on both songs to make it look very creative and like we were somewhat together filming the videos. So we did the 2 videos for both Sober and Dead Memories and put that out. And then that really led to Will talking to how you and I are speaking right now, to communicating with the people over at Pavement, Tim, and Tim was like, Will, what are you guys doing with this? And Will's like, I don't know. What are you doing with it? He's like, let's promote it.
Yeah, and you got it. That's a great little label to be involved with, because Tim King, of course, is a bass player from Soil. He's one of the guys behind the label, and you'd think a guy like that would sign nothing but metal acts. I mean, you guys are definitely metal and hard rock, but they got everything from Candlebox and rap.
Well, they also just signed Plush too, that new female.
Oh yeah,
which is phenomenal. They're super talented.
Yeah,
super talented. Yeah, Tim is amazing. They really, him and his team and Barbara have really.
Oh, she's great. Yeah,
professional and diligent and on top of. I mean, just great to work with. And started pushing it out here in the U.S. They started with I kind of skipped why we chose Dead Memories as our second song when Joey had passed from Slipknot.
Yeah.
That's when Will's like, you threw out Slipknot before. Can you sing anything? I said, I've never sang Slipknot in my life.
Wow.
I said, but let's go. So we picked Dead Memories in tribute to Joey.
Of course, yeah.
And ran with that. So that was how we came up with the second song.
And Ron, you're like the best kept secret, I think, because when Barbara first sent me a press release on the band, I was reading who's in the band. I'm like, I've heard some of these guys, and then I immediately thought, who is this Ron Poisson? I've never heard of him. And I'm telling you, like when I checked out the video for Sober, I thought, damn, this guy's like the best kept secret. I mean, just basing on the one video and song there, I'm like, man, this guy's got some pipes. He can sing. Where has he been hiding? All these years. That's why.
Well, thank you. My wife's going to say my head's not going to fit through the door when I get home.
Yeah.
But again, if life was different, I would have loved to pursue the music career in my younger years. But now, I mean, again, for me, I had no. It was just a blessing to be able to do something with the professionals.
Even with these guys. I mean,
the accomplishments that Will Hunt has done, from
like Zach Wilde, I know.
Scrape, Evanescence. He's filled in for Tommy with Motley Crue. The guy I would say he's in one of the top 5.
Zach Wilde, Black Label Society. Yeah,
exactly. And the guys from Bad Wolves, I mean, they got their start. Their big single was the cover of Zombie that went multi-platinum. And these guys are phenomenal too. It seems like they pump out hit after hit after hit, in the hard rock, heavy metal genre, a little different than Will's genre. But yeah, it's 3 different really entities, coming together with the Bad Wolves, the Evanescence, and me. It's fun. It's just fun.
In regards to the band's name, you were kind of explaining you kind of needed to have a name, so you kind of just came up with a name. But how did you come up with Tempest? Yeah.
That was challenging too, because I started, you want to make sure it's not something that's already out there.
Yeah.
And after I came up with it, I started finding other names of Tempest out there. But the Tempest, the name came from, it was a whirlwind of action. That was, Tempest is a severe windstorm.
Okay.
And that's kind of what this project was. It was, these forces of nature coming together and putting this together. And there's been conversations that it'll evolve, and it might be, maybe next time, the question's coming up, are you guys going to do anything original? Are you going to, and, Chris Kane, the guitarist from Bad Wolves, has been saying that and throwing that out a bunch.
Yeah.
And Will Hunt's in. So, from a timing perspective, Evanescence is still on tour.
Of course, yeah.
Getting toward the tail end. I think they're going to Europe next, and Bad Wolves is just getting ready to go on tour with Papa Roach and Hollywood Undead. So time constraints about working on that. These guys are going to start exchanging some riffs.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to come up with at least one single that is an original.
Cool. And in regards to the band's name, I was curious too. Like going on Facebook and searching for band, like you said, all kinds of things come up. So I've seen some things when I read up on you guys. It's called Tempest the band, Tempest Project. Is Tempest the official?
Tempest is the name. We just keep referring to it as project.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, it might be another artist slides in to do a song. It might be a different bass player, a different guitarist, or whatever that slides in. So that's why it's kind of the project, a compilation of scope of work. Ideally, I would, if it's all of us that continue to do this, that's great. But again, like I said, these guys are out and they're touring and getting, doing a lot of things. So it could be a constant evolution, so to speak, with it. But before we even get ahead of ourselves, I think getting a single that's an original, out there with the current constitution of the band now, is the goal for us.
Yeah, and I'm imagining too that down the line, once you get to that original single, maybe there will be hope of at least like an official CD, even if it's a 4 or 5 song EP or something like that.
Yeah, EP, LP, that's the goal. 100%, that's the goal. But we don't want it to be a compilation of covers. I think that like I said, that this thing was just for us to have some fun.
Yeah.
And it's taken on legs. I mean, we've hit 39 on the Billboard chart indicator here in the U.S. We got some for Dead Memories. Because that one was released first. Sober's just kind of getting released now, but Sober we released earlier out in Europe, and it's we're all sitting back scratching our head, and I guess it's sometimes it's when there's zero expectations.
Yeah.
When you go into, you're like, this is just for fun. This isn't our job. Their job is Evanescence and Bad Wolves, and my job is Cult of Individuality. So it was done for fun, and it's picking up steam and it's picking up momentum. And I guess that's what's making it fun and easier, so to speak, because there are no expectations.
And I think a lot of times with anything in life, like even going to your job every day, if it's a job you enjoy going to, it doesn't really seem like work. You go and the day goes by fast if it's something you really enjoy doing. And I think anybody that's going to check out the band or read up on you guys, I think they're going to be kind of like me, interested in, I heard who's this guy Ron Poisson, what is this? And then when they check it out, it's pretty cool. Even the 2 covers you did, like deciding like to do a Tool cover instead of maybe covering Led Zeppelin or Kiss or Deep Purple that everybody's heard before. You go with Sober. Like I'm not a huge, I don't know a lot of Tool songs, but I'm a fan of what they do. And so I think for a lot of people that's a cool band to cover, because they're like, a lot of people will be hearing that maybe for the very first time. They've never even heard the original song, and then they check your version out, and I want to go hear what the Tool version sounds like now. And that's so do you feel you tried to stay as true to the original version?
I think because of what we were trying to do originally, there was some conversation, because, listen, again, when Bad Wolves did the cover of Zombie by the Cranberries, they changed the arrangement.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
They made it very rockin', and everybody should check that out. If they haven't heard that, Zombie by Bad Wolves, originally by Cranberries, they should check that out.
Well, I mean, a lot of bands do that. I mean, you even go back to a band like Tesla when they did, when they covered Signs.
Signs, great.
They had a way bigger hit than the original artist, and it really sounds, they really rocked it up and did their thing with it. And we didn't really do that. Yeah.
For these we just wanted to again, because there was really no set plan of what was going to happen. We're like, I just wanted to try to make it sound as close as possible.
Yeah.
With Sober, with the Dead Memories, because I don't have Corey Taylor's voice.
Yeah.
It was different, so it was a little different take, but musically, instrumentally, it was spot on. These guys are such amazing musicians. Vocally, the sound had a little more of a melodic tone to it than Corey Taylor with his more raspy type of a voice.
Yeah,
but Sober was pretty close.
I think why you work vocally is it seems like you're the type of vocalist that you can sing different types of music. You can probably sing a beautiful ballad as well as a great rockin' tune.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, for us, I think that's been the fun part of also being in a cover band. For the past 6 years, we do Tool, we do Metallica, Foo Fighters, Stone Temple Pilots, Possum Kingdom, we do by Toadies, we do such a different stuff by Fuel and Tonic. We do have very eclectic range. So for me as an artist doing that, I don't try to make it our own. We don't try as a band. We try to get it, because as a casual fan going out for a night of drinks and listen to a live band, you kind of want it to sound as close as possible to the real thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, even like I can tell you stories I've seen here in Los Angeles where I'm from. going to see like these great tribute bands they have out here. Like I went to see this one called Hollywood Rose, and the guy, I mean, you'd swear it was Axl Rose from 1987. He looked the part, he sang the part. I mean, you'd pinch yourself. You'd swear it was 1987. You'd swear, even though you're at the whiskey, that you're the Guns N' Roses. And that's what people fail to realize. I like to call it rock and roll theater. You know, I'd much rather see a band get dressed up and, you know, kind of do the part, play the songs the way I remember them being played, because that takes me back to 1987 when I heard Welcome to the Jungle on the radio for the first time.
Well, exactly. There's a band here in New York. Well, they travel all over the country. Yeah. They're called Almost Queen.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of. Yeah, I've seen them on the internet.
You look at them.
Yeah.
And you hear them, and you would think it's
Freddie Mercury.
You're seeing Freddie Mercury and really see the band perform.
Yeah, I mean, even a band like Queen, I think that's why they've been able to carry on with Adam Lambert. He's never gonna, be Freddie Mercury, but he's as close as you're gonna get. And those Queen songs mean so much to so many people. It's the soundtrack to their lives that they'd rather kind of go and celebrate the Queen catalog than never see it again. And so I think you're onto something here, Ron. In regards to the clothing line, like, do you come up with all the designs? Do you have other people work for you to help with that?
For the first 6 years, I was doing it myself. Now I have a design team. Everything.
Yeah.
Listen, I have 2 designers that work with me. I just brought on a 4th, my daughter, actually, as she graduated school. So there's 4 of us. But this entire process, whether it's the clothing or it's the music, it's teamwork. Teamwork makes a dream work. I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything that I'm doing with this clothing line without my support staff, the marketing, the sales, the design, the customer service, everything. So it's I always pay homage to anybody that comes into the space and asks, what's going on. I don't like taking full credit because it's not just me, it's everybody. Hold on, I can even take you guys are waiting for once to snap a picture? Yeah. Is that what we do? All right, give me all right, hold on, I'm still on the interview, but let's where do you want to do it at? Yes. Probably just a couple minutes.
Yeah, we'll
just finish it. Yeah, all right. Just give me a sorry.
Sure.
I would say I'd say do a shot, but not enough overage.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So we got a couple of people here in the space right now. So yeah, it's the cover bands. I think people getting out there living a little vicariously nostalgic, and for me, the type of music that really inspired me the most was when I turned 21. Was the 90s. You know, that Seattle scene. I loved the 80s. Listen, growing up, the 80s and the hair bands. You said Tesla and and Def Leppard, and that was my genre. But my parents, they listened to Donna Summer and the Bee Gees and Helen Reddy and the Beatles.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you, like, who were the ones that really influenced you? So you answered that, and well, I guess we'll wrap it up, Ron. But before we do, final question for a day is, besides Facebook and that, where can people find you online? And you were mentioning that you do like a podcast. You want to talk a little bit about what's the name of that and where people can find that?
I've been doing the podcast actually on the Instagram Live.
Okay.
So it's been live. So, for anybody who wants to check out the band in terms of social media, you can check us out on Instagram. And really, I'll be honest, we just kind of got that thing going because this thing's just taking legs that nobody expected it to take. So that's up, and it's _Tempest Band _. That's where you can find us on Instagram. If you want to look, because a lot of things are going to be intertwined, the clothing brand and the band. If you want to look up the clothing brand, it's Cult of Individuality. And that's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, and that's the website as well.
Okay, and I guess the real final question for today is, you guys have any plans to like do any live shows or live events? Or
well, that conversation's come up quite often as well, and I know that the guys from Bad Wolves, you mentioned to Will, because we just did a music video release party virtually the other night, and the conversation is like, it would be great if Bad Wolves would go out and tour with Evanescence because they want to fill stadiums. Evanescence fill stadiums, and Will's like, yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen because it's kind of two different music genres, even though they're rock. But I'm like, well, shit, sorry for the language.
No, that's cool. We're on the internet. No problem.
Then if that happens, I said, I'm there too, so we're going to have to do a little in between. Tempest playing between Evanescence and Bad Wolves. But I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think, who knows that. Danny Wimmer presents he does all those festivals, and if Evanescence and Bad Wolves happen to be at a festival, then maybe we can get up there together and do a little something. But I think the first and foremost is for us to fill the body of work, and like you said, get an EP, get 8 to 10 songs going, and start there, and then let the other pieces fall into place as it goes.
Well, Mr. Ron Poisson is definitely well worth the wait, having to reschedule a week or whatever we had to do, but I really enjoyed getting to know you and chatting up with you. So the interview will be going up in like a week or two. I'll let Barbara know, like I said, and let's keep in touch. Anytime you guys have anything to promote, feel free to let me know, and I'd love to do this again.
Oh, absolutely. Do you have my cell phone?
I got it on.
Chaotic Riff Magazine.